Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, we join city volunteers in the Philippines as they help flood victims of the recent rain clean up their homes. We find out why Hong Kong, a city known as the heaven of shopping and food, produces twice the amount of garbage than Taiwan. And in our new series of feature reports on green architecture, we meet He Junxian, who is building his house using eco-friendly resources. In early August, the Philippines suffered severe flooding from torrential rains, with Marikina City the worst hit. The city street in Tumana village, as well as Nangka High School, was left covered in mud. Some residents were even left without a bed to sleep in. Let's take a look.
The sound of warm laughter is because familiar faces have come calling.
These are our local volunteers. They are disaster victims too.
In 2009, when Typhoon Kansana hit the Philippines, Barangay Tumana village in Marikina City suffered much damage. What's different this time is that many local volunteers' homes also suffered damages as well.
We are very familiar with each other. Actually, the Filipino people are very friendly. They might remember my name, but I might not know theirs.
A Tzu Chi volunteer chases the floodwaters to greet this 80-year-old grandmother, a long-term Tzu Chi care recipient whose home was flooded, thus leaving her without a bed to sleep in.
Everything is waterlogged. The bed was flipped over.
Recruiting the help of neighbors, everyone pitches in to clean up the senior's home. Taking care of the grandmother gives Tzu Chi volunteers a hug of appreciation. This area, although impoverished and flooded, is also the area with the most cheerful outlook, as local volunteers are not easily defeated.
Master Zheng Yan's philosophy is correct. We are all on a ship, and Master Zheng Yan is the captain guiding us, making sure we are on the right path.
Nangka High School in Marikina City also suffered flood damages that even the strongest volunteers would find difficult to shovel away. 200 local residents showed up to help, thus strengthening the bonds of the village in these disastrous times.
Following torrential rains, the streets in Manila of the Philippines were left muddy and full of garbage. City volunteers held a work relief program to encourage local residents to join the cleanup. They used signboards, sacks, and anything they could find as equipment to help speed up the cleanup process.
After the flood, Marikina City was covered in mud and garbage. To hasten the cleanup, Linda, who joined the work relief program, came up with an idea. She began using a sack, which made it easier to carry the mud to the main road.
We will definitely use any equipment that can transport the garbage without it falling off onto the street.
All the participants followed Linda's lead, making the cleanup much more efficient. The work relief program not only helps them clean up their community, but also gives them a source of financial support.
I will use the money to purchase daily necessities, such as food or even pay for my children's tuition. I will use the money to buy my husband's medicine for his swollen knees.
Despite the hard work, in addition to the work relief program participants, many others also volunteer to help.
It's just fine even if we are soaked in water or covered in mud, because we're helping our fellow men who are in need.
After the flood in Manila, city volunteers soon take the lead in cleaning the city's gutters.
The garbage is stuck in the gutters, and that's why the water can't go through.
Finding the root of the problem, volunteers start to shovel the garbage stuck in the gutters and soon realize how littering can cause serious problems.
We already know about Tzu Chi. We sometimes donate bottles, recyclables, and coins to help other people who are less fortunate, like me.
Local residents are familiar with Tzu Chi as the Jinshi Hole is just around the corner. They know the spirit of mutual assistance that Tzu Chi upholds.
We are thankful for Tzu Chi for providing endless help for our people.
With everyone's help, the streets are soon returned to normal, and the process of rebuilding homes moves on.
Staying in the Philippines to date, 1,005 residents have joined the work relief program in Marikina City to clean up their homes. The Tzu Chi Philippines chapter also sent up machines and trucks to help transport the collected garbage to the government's landfill.
3, 2, 1, mabuhay! Mabuhay, Tzu Chi! Mabuhay tayo lahat!
It's only the 4th day Tzu Chi volunteers are in Manila, and volunteers have already increased to 330 people. The Tzu Chi Philippines chapter already assembled the bobcats the night before. 26-year-old Raymond Raposo helped Tzu Chi 3 years ago after Typhoon Ketsana struck the Philippines. After that, he quit drinking, adopted a meatless diet, and became a happy volunteer.
Jialin put me in charge of guarding the machines, so I drank a big cup of coffee at home and afterwards some more. So basically, I didn't sleep the whole night.
Yang Guo-ying is in charge of dispatching the heavy machinery and organizing the heavy trucks and bobcats to ensure the scheduled operations will be a success.
Some people are in charge of managing the gasoline for the heavy machines. We also have to maintain and keep the machines clean because they are often dirty and the tire might go flat.
Using the experience they gained 3 years ago after Typhoon Ketsana, in less than 3 hours, volunteers have 8 trucks filled with garbage that are then sent to the government landfill. After the heavy machines started to do their work, many locals also pitched in to help. Since all of them knew that the rain could start again at any time, they all wanted to make sure that they could clean up the mess as soon as possible.
For many people, Hong Kong is a heaven for shopping and food. But do you know that people in Hong Kong produces the most garbage in the world? According to statistics in 2010, the average garbage produced per person was 2.67 kilos, which is twice the amount of Taiwan. Today we start a new series of feature reports on Hong Kong, and we first take a look at how residents' way of life is creating the large amount of trash.
People say Hong Kong is like a fast food restaurant. You get your meals fast and you eat fast.
When many refer to Hong Kong, they consider it as a place that is economically developed, fast-paced, and convenient. We use a lot of disposable utensils because that way we don't have to clean them and can throw them away after. It doesn't cause a lot of trouble and we don't see any mess.
According to statistics, the garbage produced by a person per day in Hong Kong is 2.67 kilograms. In Hong Kong, it is easy to throw out your garbage. All you need to do is put it in front of your house.
Compared to Taiwan, it is really different. We don't have to sort our garbage. Sometimes people will put magazines and leftovers together. It is very dirty.
Whether it is recyclable or not, everything is considered as garbage. In Hong Kong, there are a total of 13 landfills. After all of them were filled, the government built another 3 supersized landfills. The area behind me is Hong Kong's Da Guling landfill. The area is about the size of 85 soccer fields, and it is the smallest landfill in Hong Kong.
For example, if we consider our garbage as water, then we first start off with a small water vat that holds a certain amount of water. When a vat can no longer hold the water, we change to a bigger vat, and so on. To solve the problem, we need to look at the origin of it all, which is to close the tap.
With the advice from environmental groups, starting in 1998, 3 colors recycling bins were set up in public areas.
知道香港政府有推一个那个3色桶。
有知道。其实很多人都知道的，在香港。
就是喝完之后要丢哪里
？recycle bin。
包裝，即係環保啊。回收箱啊。
丢到回收箱。
Most of the people in Hong Kong understand that they need to recycle. However, according to statistics, in 2010, 52% of the items were recycled in public areas.
The purpose of the 3 color bins is to educate people on the importance of recycling. There are many things that can be done, but the government has not been dealing with it. This is what I meant earlier when the government faces the problem of our garbage disposal. More opposition voices arise. This is something they cannot ignore anymore, something they have to face.
In 2 to 6 years, the landfills in Hong Kong will be filled. Thus, the problem of garbage disposal is something the government has no choice but face.
Moving to Taiwan, in Nantou, Tzu Chi Care recipient Mr. Jian is a stroke victim and a single father of 5. The Jian family really does household chores, and to help, Tzu Chi volunteers cleaned up their houses for them and also gave Mr. Jian an electric scooter to help him get around.
This is where Mr. Jian and his family live. Recyclables and garbage are all over the house, even occupying the bed. Since such a messy living environment, Tzu Chi volunteers decide to help clean up. The volunteers first move out the furniture in order to clean up the house thoroughly. Now Mr. Jian's house looks new, and to keep it clean, the volunteers teach children how to do household chores.
Let's take out the shoes you can't wear anymore for recycling. Those you can wear, let's keep the right with the left together.
Tzu Chi volunteers also give Mr. Jian an electric scooter to help him travel around despite his immobility. When the electric scooter arrives, the volunteer teach Mr. Jian how to operate it.
You can check the light here. If it turns red, it means it's not charged. And you need to charge it until the light turns green.
Thanks to Sister Shouzen for funding this scooter for me.
We found the electric scooter in a recycling station. Now he can go shopping or take his handicapped daughter to school.
With Tzu Chi volunteers' help and donation, Mr. Jian's family can now live a more comfortable life.
In our new series on DIY eco-friendly architecture, we explore ways for ordinary families to design a more eco-friendly environment at home. In today's report, we travel to Taiwan's north coast to see how one man has used earthback construction to build a house that is not only well insulated against the elements while being cheaper than traditional buildings, but from inside out environmentally friendly. Here's more. Here in Jinsan on Taiwan's northern coast, the summer sun is fierce. It is here that He Junxian has built a house that is not only insulated against the heat, but 100% eco-friendly in its design. From the outside, the house looks something like an anthill. He Junxian spent 5 years designing and building the house.
里面没有什么整理。 我把窗户打开，让你感受一下。
可是里面是凉的。
嘿，还没开窗户。
Strange as it might be, although outside, the temperature and humidity is soaring, inside it is cool and dry without the aid of aircon.
The design of this window is not accidental. Most windows are straight, but this one opens at an angle. If it rains, the water won't collect, but will run out.
Throughout the house, there are ventilation holes at varying heights that serve as the first step in bringing down inside temperatures.
The hot air will go up and out, and so the cooler area will be sucked in from below. Let's take a look at one of these lower ventilation vents. You can feel how there's constantly air coming in. This air is cool because the air at ground level is cool.
The second key to bringing the temperature down is using tiles that are highly porous and thus reduce inside humidity.
These floor tiles are called 2-foot tiles. They are not glazed and they are much more porous than ordinary tiles. Look at the water here. It very quickly gets absorbed by the tile. That means the water in the atmosphere will also get absorbed by the tiles, and when the tiles are then hit by the sun, the water inside them will evaporate, so they act as a natural dehumidifier. This is one of my air conditioning units. The angle of a window when open is very important. In Taiwan, during winter we get northeast winds, and in the summer we get southwest winds. So my windows will all open to the south and southwest. So as long as there's a little wind, you will feel it. If the sun shines in directly, it will be too bright, so I built a wooden floor up on top to block out the sun. So the light will first hit the wall and then reflect down below. It ensures that the light inside will be at a comfortable level, but still bright enough that during the day we won't need to use any lights. The sun starts to go down around 5. Now feel this area. If it was concrete, it would be very hot, but it's not.
If the walls of this house are not made of concrete, then what are they made of?
The house is built of the soil taken from right here. The earth is then mixed with a little concrete. We then add water and mix the whole thing together. After it is all mixed, we put it into an ordinary rice bag.
These bags are then stacked up one after another to create the shape of the house. In overseas countries, where it has been popular for years, thanks to its low-cost ease of use and eco-friendliness, this method is called earth-bag construction.
The main ingredient is earth, and its insulation factor is much higher than concrete. So when the house gets shined down, the heat doesn't easily transfer inside. That makes keeping the house cool inside much easier.
The moral of this story is that to build an eco-friendly house is not only simple but a very inexpensive option as well. In our feature report on Taiwan's fading industries, today we travel to Taichung's Wufeng district to meet ceramist Cai Rongyou, who was recognized for his talent in the ceramic industry in 2011. Cai once worked as a farmer and only began learning the art of pottery when he was 33, and life was difficult at first. However, with perseverance and determination, Cai continued to pursue his interest in the craft and has made a name for himself in the industry. Finding clay from Miaoli, Hsinchu and all around Taiwan, ceramist Cai Rongyou then puts it through a vacuum pack for de-airing. Kneading the clay to give it an even moisture content, Cai is ensuring the air trapped inside the clay is removed before shaping his artwork. Tai Rong-yo, who has over 30 years of experience in the field, next puts his bowl of clay on the turning table to shape its form.
After we gain the fundamental skills, in the future you are then able to make anything without getting the basics right. However, you may have unrealistic expectations.
To successfully go through the next few steps of molding, drying, coloring and firing all requires experience and practice. Tai at 23 began learning drawing, but was forced to return home to help his father. When he was 32, he left home again to pursue his dreams.
For a person to come across one great teacher in life is already quite rare, but I met 3 who were all very willing to teach me whatever they knew.
Under the guidance of his teachers, Tai Rong-yo soon made a name of himself in the ceramics industry and has always willingly shared his knowledge and skills with others. He had a wish of building a ceramics museum in Taichung's Wufeng district.
The 9/21 earthquake went on for quite a few minutes and my dream was shattered. There was no point in getting upset. At that time, we had to change our perspective, so I thought, as long as we are alive, we should be grateful. If we don't overcome that obstacle, we will be stuck in one place.
Realizing the disaster was not an end, but a turning point in life, Tai's life soon returned to normal.
When we give, we gain something else instead. If you look at this from one perspective, when we turn it 90, 180 or 360 degrees, we will see many changes. That achievement is the same as our attitude in life. When one gives, the joy he or she gains in return. I think only people who have done so before can understand that emotion. The sound of this is not firm. This one sounds different.
Tai Rong-yo's son, Tai Zhaoqing, began learning the craft from his father at 3. And seeing how his father's dream was destroyed by the tremor, he made a vow to help his dad rebuild his dream.
Seeing him working so hard and giving so much of his time, we became interested and thought that we must preserve his skill.
The father and son pair worked together to preserve the art and to share the beauty of ceramics with others.
I don't know how long will my energy last or how long will I live, so when I still can and when I am still capable of work, I hope to have some time for myself. Like what Master Zheng Yan says, seize the moment. We should grasp every opportunity and put our lives to good use.
Each and every piece of Tai Rong-yo's artwork is filled with simplicity, harmony and humbleness, and are a testament to the creator who shares the same qualities. As the 7th lunar month begins this Friday, August 17th, city volunteers in Taiwan's Kaohsiung are also promoting vegetarianism and no burning of joss papers in their local communities. Volunteers held a blessing ceremony in the courtyard of a residential building and invited 130 residents to enjoy the delicious meatless meal. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.